Hi everyone. Welcome back to a new episode. Um, Today I am going to be making my predictions for the 6 hours of the Glen, as well as giving you a little F1 fantasy update. Um, Typically, our predictions casts look a little different because it's both of us. Emu had something come up and she couldn't make it, but I did send her the entry list. So I have her predictions all written down, so you will get to see, both of them, both sides. Um, let's see. I think how many are there? I think there's 57. Yeah, there's 57 total entries into this race, which is a good amount. So I think it should be good. Watkins Glen is always kind of spicy. Um, but yeah, so for you guys that are watching, obviously if you're watching as I'm doing this on Twitch, let me know your predictions in the comments. But if you're watching this on YouTube, also let me know your predictions in the comments. Play along. I want to know what you guys think. This, of course, will add for Emo and I into the points for our overall predictions race. I am winning that currently. Let me see if I can get, let's see, a sticky note of predictions. That's just not going to close, but I don't care. Okay. So where are we? I am up 9-3. Um, Obviously, anything could happen. We have a lot of points on the table still for a few things that are coming up. So you never know. Let's. I made another, like a second live screen so you guys could see too. Magic. Okay, so I'm going to read off the entries and then tell you what she picked and then make mine. So we have in GTP, um, we have the O1 with Sebastian Bourdais and Renger van de Zand. We have the 5, which is the JDC Miller Motorsports car, which is a new entry into GTP at Laguna Seca. I think it was the new entry at the last race. But super interested to see. Oh, sorry, the tear in my eye is making my eyes water. Um, Super interested to see how they fare in this endurance situation. But they have um, Tim and Vanderhelm and Mike Rockenfeller. And then we have the 6 Penske Porsche with Nick Tandy and Matthew Jaminet. We have the 7, well, I guess Porsche Penske, um, with Matt Campbell and Felipe Nasr. Then we have the Wayne Taylor Racing, the 10, with Ricky Taylor, Philippe Albuquerque, and Louis Delatraz. We have the BMW M Team RLL with the team cars. We have the 24 with Philip Eng and Augusto Farfus, and the 25 with Connor De Felipe and Nick Yellowly. And then we have the Wheelan Engineering Team 31 um, with Pippo Durrani, Alexander Sims, and Jack Aiken. And then we have the 60, the Meyer Shank car, with Tom Blomqvist and Colin Braun. Yeah. Um, so Emu picked the 7, the Porsche Penske with Matt Campbell and Felipe Nasr. I always struggle with it's always like choosing between two because there's just always, ugh, do I want to pick the 10 or do I want to pick the 01? It's so hard to pick someone that's not Wayne Taylor in an endurance race. But the 01, I'm going to pick the 10. Yeah. Okay. So let's go here. Just that. Can I get all of it? No. I'll read the top couple and then I'll scroll down. So moving to LMP2, um, we have the number 4, CrowdStrike Racing by APR, with George Kurtz, Ben Hanley, and Nolan Siegel. And then we have the 8, Tower Motorsports, John Ferrano, Kiffin Simpson, and Will Stevens. Then we have the 11, TDS Racing, Stephen Thomas, Mikkel Jensen, and Scott Hufker. There we go. What did I say? The 11? Then we have the 18, the Era Motorsports car. Dwight Merriman, Ryan Dalziel, and Christian Rasmussen. Then we have the 20 High Class Racing, Dennis Anderson, Ed Jones, and Anders Fjordbach. We have the 35 TDS Racing. We have TBD, which is everyone's favorite driver, even when I always make that joke. Yeah, so TBD, then Gato Vandergaard and Josh Pearson. We have the 51, the Rick Ware racing car with Eric Lux, Devlin DeFrancesco, and Pietro Fittipaldi. We have the 52, the you can see I'm like annoyed because Emo picked this team and I kind of always want to pick this team. The PR1 Mathiasen Motorsport with Ben Keating, Paul Lushtan, and Alex Quinn, and then the 88 AF Horse with oh, why is that? This is the time when I'm gonna start like accidentally saying people's names wrong, so I apologize, but I also get it because everyone always says my name wrong. We have Louis Perez Compact, oh, something very French. Dulcier? I'm only saying his last name. And Nicholas Nilsson. I like the 18, but I also like the 52. Like I said, Emu picked the 52, and that annoyed me because I'm trying to pick differently from her, but I always want to pick Ben Keating because he's the best. Do I do it and just risk not getting points up on her? Screw it. I'm picking 52 because it's like impossible to root against Ben Keating. It just is. I did it. Took the chance. All right, let's move to. Oh, well, there you go. Note for everybody, if when you're making your predictions, John Ferrano's out. All right, let's go to LMP3. I struggle. So I have like obviously a little bit. I I guess, pay more attention to the LMP2 class than the LMP3s because, but I always struggle with the LMP3s deciding who to pick. Who did Emo pick? Why did she do that? I made her, so for you guys that don't know, I make her little picture versions of the entry list because she finds it easier to pick based on what cars look like than who's behind the wheel. Which which would explain why she picked the 52 because it is one of the best looking cars out there. But I don't know why she picked the one that she did. I don't even remember what it looks like. I think it's yellow. Yeah, so we have the four. Is it Ave Motorsports? Seth Lucas and Tony's Casements. We have the first AWA car, the 13. I really like that um, with the AWA cars, they made them very different colors because sometimes team cars do look pretty much the same, but they made them very different colors, which is much appreciated. And I think it's just fun. It's more fun that way. Um, so we have the first one, the 13, with Ori Fadani, Matthew Bell, and Lars Kern. And then we have the 17 with Anthony Mantella, Wayne Boyd, and Nico Verone. Then we have the 30, the JR3 Racing Team, which is the one that Emu picked. Um, they have Ari Below, Garrett Grist, and Dakota Dickerson. Then we have the 33 Sean Creech Motorsport, Joao Barbosa, Nico Pino, and Lance Wilsey. Then we have the 36 Andretti Autosport, Jared Andretti, Gabby Chavez, and Glenn Van Berlo. We have the 38 Performance Tech Motorsport, Christopher Allen, Connor Ballum, and TBD making yet another appearance. Um, then we have oh, that's interesting. I hadn't looked at all these yet. That's interesting. We have the MLT Motorsports, the 54, with Jason Rabe, Andrew Pinkerton, and Stephen McAleer. We have the 74 Riley with Gar Robinson, Felipe Fraga, and Josh Burden. And then the JDC Miller Motorsports 85 with Till Bechtelsheimer, Dan Goldberg, and Rasmus Lind. Ooh, that's tough. Those bottom ones make it tough. That's true because as we know, LMP3 is all dentists. um, I feel like who do I typically go with? I'm trying. Here's my thing. I always try to pick differently in each of these because I don't want to like repeatedly keep picking the same over and over. And I was really strict about that between Daytona and Sebring. But now it's been so long and I don't really remember my picks from the last one. Um, I feel like I typically go with the 74 or the 36. Quackers, what's up? Um, right? I feel like I want to pick the 74. Honestly, we can all be happy though that LMP3 is going away next year because that's just saving everybody a lot of money. Um, I don't know how many of the LMP3s are switching over. I do know that the 74 is making the move to LMP2 next year. Well, IMSA is it's not internationally going away, but IMSA I think is getting rid of it, or at least there was talk of getting rid of it. I think, well, yeah, exactly, but it's not in the WeatherTech series. Which honestly, they never really should have put them up there because yes, there are good drivers up there, but like we all say, it's a bunch of dentists. So it's not the safest, and we see sketchy shit happen all the time. I'm gonna pick the 74. Um, yeah, I'm picking the 74. No, I know why they're there, but I mean, I think they outstayed their welcome. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the 74. Yeah, but I'm not entertained. Exactly. WeatherTech series or died. Okay, where we go next? We go GTD Pro. Any of y'all want to make predictions? I can write them down. Exactly. Where else are you going to see that? It's a great point. Okay, Quackers, you can have that. um, Here we go. Is it all going to fit in here? Haha. I think here's the thing. While those moments do happen and it gets a lot of the fans talking, for me as someone who like works in motorsports, when I see that, it just makes me like I'm not entertained. I'm just like annoyed because I see like all like the implications and the other stuff, and I'm just like, oh my god. Because then I have to write about and not put my own opinions in about the guy that crashed into the back of the professional because he just went when he wanted to. So it's like a weird kind of balance thing. Um, yeah, GTD Pro. I feel like I just yelled that. I don't know why I'm being so loud. GTD Pro, we have the three Corvette Racing, Antonio Garcia and Jordan Taylor. We have the nine with Faf, um, Klaus Boschler and Patrick Pile. Um, we have the 14 Vassar Sullivan, Jack Hawksworth, and Ben Barnicoat. Then we have the 23 Heart of Racing team with Ross Gunn and Alex Ramirez, which shockingly was Emu's pick. She never picks my Aston Martins, which I call them mine because forever they've been Team Seattle and they have a special place in my heart. But she never picks Aston Martin, so I was really surprised she did that. Then we have the 61 um, with AF Horse. Um, oh, interesting. Um, Simon Mann, Miguel Molina, and Ulysses Depois. Pois? Um, then we have the 62 Risi Competition with Daniel Serra and David Ragone. Then we have the 63 Iron Lynx with Andrea Caldarelli and Jordan Pepper. And then we have the 79 WeatherTech Daniel Juncadella and Jules Gounon. Oh, that reminded me of something. Hold on, I have to make a note about something else. Okay. And then we have the 95 Turner Motorsport, Bill Auberlin, Chandler Hull, and John Edwards. I know, right? I always, I have a Turner Motorsport shirt that I won in a giveaway. Um, it was when Style, what was it? Oh, it was like a Christmas giveaway thing that Styled Aesthetic did. And I won a Turner Motorsport shirt. And so it's hard for me not to root for them. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what it was. Ooh, okay. Faf is a good choice. I know, see, that's my thing. Like, I always, always, always say this. Turner has the best social media team out of anyone in motorsports. They just do. They do it so well. I know, right? There's just too many. There's too many good ones. That's why, because I'm like, I always want to root for Corvette, but also the 23, and then tacos. Like, it's difficult. But also, like, I kind of like the new Ferraris because they look really cool. This is why this is hard for me. It is. And the thing is, any of them could win on any day. Like, it's just, they're too close. Ugh, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Iron Lynx isn't there yet, so that's, a subtraction for sure. Um, I kind of thought, now I don't know if it was like just a thing where he like wanted to spend more time with his family or whatever happened, but there was always like a weird cloud around WeatherTech getting rid of Cooper. There's only 20 entries for GTD, so we'll be fine. Um, Gosh, I want to pick Corvette. I'm not going to pick the 23 because Emu picked them, but I will obviously be rooting for them in my heart. I don't know if I picked Corvette last time. I'll be really okay. Here's the thing. I will be really, really interested to see what Corvette looks like next year because they're ending their factory program and opening their customer racing program. So they're going to be running four cars in IMSA, two in GTD and two in GTD Pro. I'm really interested to see what that whole situation is going to look like. But I also know I heard just like overall they're thinking in their first year there's just going to be like eight customer racing Corvettes dotted around. So obviously those four and then four others in other series, I'm assuming. Um, I'm picking the three. No. Ugh. Do I have to pick them now that I said it? Um, they're already at 10? Jeez. That's going to be a lot of Corvettes. But if they can do it, then more power to you. Mm, that makes sense. I'm being so indecisive. I'm annoyed with me. I already said I'm picking them, so I have to pick them. There we go. Pick three. We're moving on. Um, like I said, we have 20 entries for GTD. So, let's get into that one. Okay, we have the number one, Paul Miller Racing, with Brian Sellers and Madison Snow. Then we have the Vassar Sullivan, the 12, Frankie Montecalvo, Aaron Telitz, and Parker Thompson. Then we have the Wright Motorsports 16, uh, with Ryan Hardwick, Zachary Robichon, and Jan Halen. Um, then we have the 023 with Triarci Competizione, with Onofrio Triarci, Charles Gardina, and Alessio Rivera. Then we have the sister car for the Heart of Racing team, the 27, with Roman DeAngelis, Marco Sorensen, and Ian James. We have the 32 Team Kordoff Motorsports with Mike Skeen, Michael Grenier, and Kenton Cook. Is that how he says it? I feel like I wrote it down last time and now I can't remember. I think it's Cook because there's like 17 ways to say his last name. Then we have the uh, NTE Sport LLC team, the 42 with Jaden Conwright, Luke Berkeley, and TBD. Um, then we have the Magnus Racing 44 with John Potter, Andy Lally, and Spencer Pompelli. Let's scroll forever here for a second. We have the 47 Citroën Racing with Roberto Lacorte, Giorgio Cernigiato, and Antonio Fuco. They went full Italian with that one. I'm impressed. We have the 57 Windward Racing, Russell Ward, Philip Ellis, and Indy Dante. Dante? Then we have the 66 Gradient Racing with Sheena Monk, Catherine Legg, and Mark Miller. We have the 70 Inception Racing with Brendan Aribe, Frederick Shandorf, and Ollie Milroy. We have the 77 Wright Motorsports, which is the car that Emu picked, surprisingly enough, with Alan Brenholson, Trent Hinman, and Maxwell Root. We have the 78 Forte Racing powered by US Racetronics with Misha Goikhberg, Laura Spinelli, and Patrick Liddy. We have the 80 AO Racing with PJ Hyatt, Seb Prelu, and Gunnar Jeanette. And we're almost there. We have the I'm actually like my voice is actually starting to like ooh, felt that one. We have the 83, which is the Iron Dames. Rahel Frey, Michelle Gadding, and Dorian Pinn. And then we have the 91, Kelly Moss with Riley with Alan Metney, Kayvan Burlow, Jackson Evans. We have the sister car, the 92, Kelly Moss with Riley, David Brule, Alec Udell, and Julian Andlauer. We have the 93 Racers Edge Motorsports with WTR, which is Wayne Taylor Racing. It says TBD. Is it not Ashton for this one? But it's Danny Formal and Kyle Marcelli, and then we have the sister car for Turner Motorsport, the 96, with Patrick Gallagher, Robbie Foley, and Michael Dennin. Y'all, I don't think I breathed that entire time. No, definitely no biases. I think I picked the last time we did one of these, I picked the 44, I think. It's so hard because like Andy Lally is so good at race cars. So you can't help but root for him. This is going to be tough. This is tough for me. Why do I do this to myself? Obviously, I like the 27. Let's see. 44, the 66, the 80 because who doesn't love Rexy? Like that's just the best livery of all time. I mean, the Iron Dames because women in STEM, women in motorsports, girl power. Um, Hard to root against Turner, like we said. My favorite thing, I will say this, my favorite thing at Le Mans was when AO Racing was leading in their class and they had to say that a dinosaur was leading because that is just the greatest sentence of all time. Okay, the team that I have felt the worst for this season has been Gradient. Like, I don't know who they pissed off, like, why the racing gods are mad at them, but they have been getting smashed into every single time they're on track. And it's just awful to see because we've seen them be good before. Like, the foundations are there. They kept Mark Miller, and if anyone's been paying attention, that man can drive everything, and he's real good at it. So the foundations are there. They've proved that they can, get themselves on podiums, but they've just been getting smacked into and beat up this year. And obviously, Catherine Legg is, you know, she's right up there too. She's great. I love her. Okay, I've definitely seen, because I will admit, when it was announced that Sheena was going to join the team, I was a little hesitant. Like, I had heard good things, but I wasn't sure if she was quite ready. But I feel like I've seen an improvement in her driving this season. I feel like she's really taken the challenge head on and been listening to what the people around her are saying, which is a sign of someone who has the potential to be great and be great in the sport for the long term. Which really, that's what you want to see out of everyone. Like, if you're going to make the jump, if you're going to come up to the highest class of racing, then you want to see people improving. So I think she's doing well for herself. It's also really hard for me not to pick the 66 every time because the JG Wentworth song just gets stuck in my head so easily. And you want to pick 877 Cash Now. You just do. But I already picked them for Daytona, so I'm not going to pick them again. I'm trying to be different. But I don't know who I want. I could be bold and pick AO Racing. I don't know about. Mm, the desire to pick the 27 is strong because I couldn't pick the sister car. Oh gosh. Okay, I can eliminate those ones. Can eliminate that. Mm, I think something flying around over here. I know. I did. There was the BOP for Watkins has already come out. I feel like I looked at it and then I couldn't really remember. It was just like little things, like weight things. There was nothing drastic for the GTs, I felt like. I think I'm gonna pick. I think oh God, I don't even know. Watch me go back and like watch the VOD of the last one and have all of my pictures be the same. um, I'm gonna pick the 27, but I'm gonna make a concerted effort to keep an eye on the 66 during race day, as well as the 80. Does that count for anything? Besides just doing my job? Yeah, I already wrote it down. So let's do this. There we go. Yeah, so recap real quick of the picks. GTP, Emu picked the 7, I picked the 10. LMP2, we both picked the 52, which we'll see how that goes. LMP3, she picked the 30, I picked the 74. GTD Pro, she picked the 23, I picked the 3. And then GTD, she picked the 77, and I picked the 27. Lots of similar numbers there. Um, the other thing I wanted to kind of give an update on and talk about. Let me. I'm gonna read it off my phone because the website for F1 Fantasy is a freaking nightmare, and the app is not much better, but it's easier, just like a little bit. So, where am I going? Oh yeah, I feel a little bit lost with my F1 Fantasy team. Like I have three of them in our little league, but I'm comfortably sitting in second place right now. I have one of Emu's teams behind me, and then Quackers is in the lead, but I'm coming for him. Um, I've been feeling like a little lost with it. Like I had a couple weekends where I was busy working and doing other stuff, so I didn't put that much time into it. And then weekend before last, I completely forgot about it. Didn't do a single thing. And then afterwards, I was like, oh, yeah, that. Um, after um this last race, I made some changes to two of my teams. Um, what did I do? What actually did I do? I replaced one person on one and two people on another. I feel like the team of mine that's struggling the most, which is kind of funny, is my team two, which is my Mercedes heavy team, which I named Toto Wolf Yelling because I wanted to name it something else, but that name was already taken. Um, that has been the team that has been giving me the most trouble. So I made two transfers there. I don't fully remember what they were. Um, oh, I added Fernando and Esteban? No, Fernando and someone else. Was it Alex? Was it Albon? It might have been. Didn't help me that because I have both Lewis and George on that team, and I have Mercedes as my constructor. It really didn't help me that George got like negative points on race day because when they get negative points, we get negative points, and that hurts when you are trying to beat your friends. um, but I made some changes. Honestly, Team 3 has been like my golden child. It's the team which I call hashtag facial hair because all the drivers have beards. Um, but they really have been doing the best for me as of late. I think, is that the one that's actually in second place? I'm going to be shocked if it's not. No, yeah, they're the one that's in second place. But I don't know. I was feeling really like uninspired with it and almost like I don't know how to like make it what I want. I also learned kind of the hard way because I used the no negative chip recently, and I didn't realize at the time that it was only like a one use thing for like the entire year. So, not great because there's still a lot of races left, and I'm trying to kind of be sparing with my chips. I might kind of look into the other ones and see, like, really like look into them and see what they do and maybe test out a thing or two, but I don't really know. It's kind of hard for me to be recently as like excited about it as I have been, or I kind of was in the beginning, just because the fan base is so toxic and so negative, and they've been attacking IndyCar so hard. And I'm just like, ugh, go away. So it's a little bit like hit or miss right now. I'm gonna obviously keep up with it because I would like to win. We're playing for a championship ring. Um, but there's just like a few things I don't know, I'm just feeling like meh about it. Like, I'll figure it out. I will annoy all of my friends until they tell me things. Because it's one of those things where I've been staring at it for so long, I'm just like, it doesn't even mean anything to me anymore. Um, I do have a friend who was like, oh yeah, like, I'll totally be your advisor, which I kind of forced him to agree to. And then, like, the only thing he's done was in like week one make fun of my picks, and I was like, sir, that is not helpful. But I, I'll figure it out. I think I am comfortably, like I said, in second place. I feel comfortable about it. Um, but I feel like not looking at it for a little while. I've made my changes. I'm gonna not look at it for a bit, and then I guess after the next one, just kind of come back to it and see. Maybe I might add a chip or something before then, but I don't want to do that now, just in case. Ooh. But yeah, I think I think that is it. Um, really interested to see how Watkins Glen all plays out. let me, let's see. Let me do this. Da, da, da. So they are also running at Watkins Glen. Um, they are running the MX5 Cup, Porsche Carrera Cup, and Lamborghini Super Trofeo Series. So that's going to be very interesting to see, as well as the IMPC race. Um, so Friday is race one of MX5, Porsche, and Super Trofeo. Saturday is race two, MX5, Super Trofeo, Porsche, and then WeatherTech qualifying. Um, and then that is the IMPC race as well. I know, right? Spoiled. Getting it all. Um, and then Sunday is 6 hour race. Um, oh, I gotta make sure I renewed Peacock. Everybody make sure if you have Peacock, make sure it's active because that's where you're gonna see the whole race. I think they're gonna show, it looks like the last maybe 3 hours on USA, and then if you are outside of the US, IMSA.TV. And then it's IMSA.TV for all of the other racing as well. So make sure you don't miss your favorites. I know there's at least one person who's doing kind of like double duty this weekend. There might actually be more. Might be a couple more, but there's at least one driver that I know of that's racing in. Um, yes, Hinch is doing that. I forgot about that. I wanted to mention that. I love him. I think he's great, and I think it's super fun that he's doing that. 10 out of 10. You should watch MX5 Cup just to see Hinch. Holy crap. All of the honey that I put in that tea just sat at the bottom. Wow. Um, but yeah, lots going on at Watkins Glen. Gonna be interesting. You know how endurance racing is. Anything could happen at any given time. Um, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to think, see what the calendar looks like. Maybe, I don't know. Hmm, I might make a little like, because I want to keep you guys updated on what is happening with our predictions race, obviously. Hence me doing this show today. Um, I might do like a little short on our YouTube channel afterwards just to keep you guys updated. I don't know if it'll be enough to warrant like a full stream, but if you're not already subscribed to us on YouTube, um, I post obviously the full length of VODs over there, but I also have been making more little shorts and stuff recently, so go over there and check out all the things. Um, but yeah, I think after honestly, if I had $1 for every time I've tried to end the show already, I would have many dollars. I think I'm gonna end it for real this time. Um, thank you guys so much for watching and for hanging out and following, subscribing, commenting, doing all the things, just being part of our little community. Um, I would love to know. Actually, here, let's do this. I usually tweet about races as they're happening. So there's my social media over there if you're not already following me. Um, let's hang out on race day, and I would love to know how your favorites are doing and all your opinions and all the things because I just give mine out. Real time reactions to real things that are happening. But yeah, um, like I said, we appreciate you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.